world saw you and LeBron James get into it at the sidelines, Crypto.com Arena.
Right.
Obviously, since then, that Lakers game, you've made no bones about, your issues with LeBron and the way you felt about him.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. My boy Stephen A. been vocal about my boy Bron. My boy been vocal about my boy Bron. I ain't gonna lie.
He's obviously has made no bones about the way he's felt about you.
Yeah.
I think Melo is just as close to Bron as he is as close to you.
No, they're closer.
And
that's a fraternity. I understand, respect that.
Yeah. And I love getting to not just get your side of it, but try and bring a peaceful solution, a peaceful resolution.
Ain't gonna be no peaceful resolution.
He answered my question.
Nah, he already they were trying to get to. I know Melo, cause Melo be the peace guy. He trying to figure out is there any way we can resolve this? Like get y'all together to talk? Cause I know Melo will put that shit together if he can, if possible. But if they ain't with it, Melo is just Melo. He gonna stay away from New York, so he gonna stay away from that shit. But if he can. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Melo.
No. He answered it. He answered the question.
There it goes. And there wouldn't be no resolve.
That's so much in my perspective, which is why I always stayed out of that. Mm-hmm. You let them handle that. It's not. It's whatever it is. It is. Maybe one day they could figure the shit out. Maybe not. But they still walking. I'm going this way. I'm going this way. You go your way. I go my way. It ain't no hard feelings to it. I don't know the reason, so I can't speak on it. Would I want them to get along and talk? Yeah. Why fucking not?
I mean, just getting from the gist of just our earlier conversation already. You make it a point to never make it personal with any of your critiques with anybody.
Right.
And I think a lot of people who probably either saw what you said about Bronny or the game. Mm-hmm. It's that blurred gray line where it is basketball, it is the game, but from one specific person's point of view, it is personal.
But I don't think it was for that, though. I mean,
go ahead.
I don't think it was just that. You get what I'm saying? We talk about years and years and years and years of history here. Like I said before, that goes deeper than rap. So whatever it is, you would have to peel back those layers and really sit down and have a real conversation, because from my perspective, it wasn't just about what he said about Bronny. Mm-hmm. It was a build-up from everything over the years, and that right there just hit home. And that hit close to home. Right. So, of course, at this point in time, it's, fuck that. I got to take care of...
He going all the way.
Time to say something. Enough is enough type of situation from that side.
I will say this. I'm going to say shit on this podcast right now that I ain't never said. I ain't gonna hold back. I'm gonna preface my comment by saying, if y'all wouldn't have asked me about him, I wouldn't have talked about him.
Indeed.
I have no desire to talk about LeBron James.
But to be fair, I ain't gonna lie, he been talking about Bron. I think he just came off of all the smoke. He spoke about Bron. So it looking like a Bron tour. A Stephen A. Bron talk show tour.
But I'm in the media. I am who I am. And it's pretty hard for me to say no comment. I ain't talking about something. When I bring people on to talk about stuff, it's just something that's hypocritical about that for me. Mm-hmm. So I want to preface my comment by saying that. I want to say also, before I get into it, that I don't get touched very easily. I'm talking about emotionally, where I look at athletes and all of this other stuff, and what they say affects me in a very touching way. Mm. When I saw D Wade on this show with Melo, I cannot tell you how touched I was that both of them said what they said. It didn't matter to me whether they agreed with me or not. What they both said is, we fuck with Stephen A. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Before anything. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it.
Indeed.
Because you got a lot of cats out there, including some, I'm just going to say some sorry motherfuckers in the NBA right now.
Oh, Stephen A. on timing today. Stephen A. pulled up on timing on the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
That all of a sudden forgot who I was and who I've been just because of some situation with LeBron. What that got to do with y'all? What that got to do with y'all? You know,
that is true. That is true. I feel like Stephen A's problem with Braun has nothing to do with like Stephen A and other basketball players or LeBron and other reporters, etc., media. Like that's just literally specifically between them two. They just always had this. There was always a riff, a thing that things going on in the background that we don't know. Stephen A says Braun did, etc., etc. You know, so it's like that's between them. I don't think other people should be jumping into it. I don't mean
D Wade and Melo could sit here, and whether they agreed or disagree with any element about us, acknowledge that, yo, man, that's our dude, man. We fuck with Stephen A. We cool with him. That's all I care about.
Yep.
Because we can agree or disagree, but I didn't do anything to them. Why would you have personal animus towards me because of what happened with me and LeBron? It's none of your business. You can have an opinion about the incident,
Okay.
but to have an opinion about me when you don't even know what's going on, I'm going to remember those cats. You know me and my memory now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to forget.
Yeah.
I ain't going to do nothing. I ain't going to do anything, but I ain't going to forget. Okay? And when I remember something, that I'm going to remember.
See, but when you say that, right?
What I mean by that is
People are gonna assume that
Okay.
you're gonna make it a personal thing now.
Well, I'm not going to do that because
Okay.
they ain't worth my money.
Gotcha.
I'm not going to do anything
lot
that's
of
going to
money.
compromise. Damn right. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything that's going to compromise me, my name, the company I represent. And it ain't just ESPN. It's SiriusXM. It's my own brand. Okay. I'm never going to do anything like that. I'm going to always make sure I maintain professionalism. But Melo knows what I mean when I say this. There's a whole bunch of cats that come to me for a lot of assistance. A lot of cats that want to get in this industry. A lot of cats that got personal stuff they want the media to veer away from. They don't want the media. You know, ain't no damn podcast and YouTube show. I work for the worldwide leader. I work for a national or international brand like SiriusXM. You understand? I know everybody from the president on down. It's a simple phone call. I got cats on speed dial. Ain't no doubt in it because I've proven it. The contract alone proves that you don't get what I got unless you doing good work and you got connections. That's just the way it goes. Having said all of that, I'm just saying I'm going to remember because it hurt me. Because it had nothing to do with a lot of these people. And they didn't take a moment to sit up there and say, damn, Stephen A. been in this business for 30 years. That's never happened. Why now? That's all I wanted somebody to ask. But nobody asked. So you want to hate on me? Fine, no problem. Now let me get to LeBron. I don't like his ass. Not a little bit.
damn, relax, dude. It ain't even like damn.
I understand what he means to Melo. I understand what he means to D Wade, my boys. I understand it. But all I'm going to say when it comes to that, Melo is 1,000% right. This dates back more than a decade. I'm not going to go into detail of the shit this man has tried to do to me. People don't understand. You don't know that.
I don't lie. Stephen A. been holding that like over his head for mad long. He been like, yo, Braun been holding me back for mad things. Like, yo, well, what is it that Braun possibly could have been? I mean, I low-key maybe understand, could have an idea, but like what exactly is he like talking about? Like Braun tried to stop things from behind closed doors. Like what are these things that he keeps bringing up? I mean, I would love for him to say them. Y'all let me know.
The links this man would go to. You know, I believe he's one way publicly, he's another way privately. I believe he might not be interviewed and he might not be quoted, but the things he says and the things he has said to people, it's gotten back to me. The things that he's tried to do, if it were up to him, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Did he try to get you off the
You
air?
understand what I'm saying? I'm not going there.
Okay.
Figure it out.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Because I'm not going to find myself in a position where it can get uglier.
I mean, he didn't say yes and he didn't say no. So I mean, that I mean gives us an answer, low key, right?
I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm not asking. It's some low shit. The day that he rolled up on me courtside, it was the day my contract was announced. That I had stayed with ESPN, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Go back and look at the camera angles. I arrived there in the first quarter. He rolled up on me in the third quarter. When he rolled up on me in the third quarter, this is 2025. We got technology everywhere. TNT is a nationally televised game. How is it we got one angle and the only angle you see was of him and his face? But you see the back of my peanut head. How is that the only angle that you saw? How? Y'all guess.
Okay.
I'm not going there. Okay. I'm just telling you what I see. Remember, I'm in this business. I got my social media person right there.
Right.
You understand? I've been an executive producer for years. I know this business. I know a thing or two about camera angles. I determine them half the time.
Yep.
Do this angle, do this angle, do that angle. This is my business. I'm here. I know what that is. There's no way that you're in an arena, you're LeBron James, and the only angle that somebody sees is a straight up shot of you getting in my face. They see no reaction, they see nothing, and that's an accident.
All right, so I'll ask you straight up.
It doesn't happen.
I'll ask you straight up. Do you think you felt set up in that moment?
They're right.
It's funny because I feel like Melo don't really like, Melo like out of this, he's there, but he's just like, he an outsider looking in right now in this part right here, because it's like, my boy bro, I'm not about to say nothing that could, you know what I'm saying, that could jeopardize anything. So it's like, he letting my boy over, he just asking more tough
Damn
questions.
right I did.
You thought he had somebody out there too.
Damn right that did.
Okay.
Damn right. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Okay? But no big deal. No problem. Because I go on the air the next day and I'm like, that's a dad reacting to his son. Wife's at the game, family's at the game. That's family.
Yeah.
That could happen with anybody. Right? Which is why what I meant when I said I had no intentions of talking about it, because I didn't know anybody saw it. Mm. And I'm like, I'm not going to talk about this because the man coming at me because of his son is a son. Happens on a Thursday. That's a Friday. That's Saturday. Richard Jefferson is doing the game in Boston. He's still mic'd. He's working for ESPN. And we see LeBron say to him, yo, man, when he said, as a father, I had it. So I'm thinking, oh, that's not about Bronny, that's about you. Mm. Okay, let's talk about you as a father from this perspective. Bronny ain't at home in Brentwood. That's Crypto.com Arena. He ain't wearing street clothes. That's a purple and gold uniform he's on. He's a Laker. It's my job to cover the NBA. It's my job to cover basketball. I just told him, Melo, I ain't see Kyan play. Because I know that if I walk into an arena to watch his son play, everybody's going to ask me, how do I feel? Not just about him, about Melo's son, who's my boy. I know that if I walk into an arena to watch Bronny play, they ain't going to ask me about Bronny. They're going to ask me about LeBron's son. I don't think it's fair to the kids. So I never went. I never once saw Bronny play in high school, ever. Everybody was talking to me about it. I never watched. I wouldn't go because I wanted to show LeBron James and his family that respect. Because I happen to think that Savannah is the first lady of basketball. Mm-hmm. I think she's wonderful. She's just a wonderful, wonderful human being.
Indeed.
And it actually breaks my heart that I could have done anything to make her upset. With Gloria, his mom, who has always been wonderful to me. Wonderful people. I got nothing to say about them. I got nothing to say about Bronny, who I think could be an NBA player someday. Mm-hmm. I think he continue to develop in the G League and then ultimately coming up here working out with the team and stuff like that. I think he's got a chance, right? Which is what I said.
Right.
Okay? So, Rich Paul, Maverick Carter, Randy, you know, for years, nothing but respect, always been cool with them. I know where their loyalties lie. It should. Mm-hmm. Do you. No problem. But I'm looking at it and I'm going like, I never watched him in high school. I wasn't the one that said I ain't never seen no All-American averaging 14 points a game. no, McDonald's All-American average. That was Kendrick Perkins. I wasn't the one out here talking about Bronny. That was other people. He goes to USC. He has the heart ailment. Our heart goes out to him. We praying that he's going to be okay. We turn around. We go from there. Okay, he wants to enter the NBA draft, even though he hasn't really played on on a collegiate level. All right, fine. Well, what LeBron James has done for this league, everybody shut up. If that's where he wants and that's where he could manipulate, no problem. It's no big deal there. Congratulations. Oh, he ends up getting drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. Congratulations. No problem. Oh, he ends up being there opening night. That father-son moment with Ken Griffey and Jr. and Sr. in attendance. I was there at the game, standing up clapping. No problem. It became a problem when this brother was in the G League, and then the next day, J.J. Redick decides to bring him in the first quarter and ask him to guard Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the film.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey, if you could literally feel or see somebody drooling at the mouth, give me the ball. That was Tyrese Maxey. It was a nightmare. And I'm like, you can't do that to him.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and YouTube Music Premium.
But you also can't do that to us. We're the media. Now you asking us not to cover the game. You can't do that to us. You are who you are. In my opinion, the second greatest player in the history of basketball. 4-time champion, 4-time league MVP, absolute difference maker, basketball ambassador, high character. I can feel the way I feel about him based on how I feel he's treated me. I've never encouraged anybody else to feel any way about him. I've never encouraged anybody else to dog him, isolate, do whatever. No, I'm telling you how I felt about him based on my treatment from him. But my point is, all of those things transpired. You know this. And not only do you try to paint me as a person that would attack somebody's family, when I've been in this business for 30 years and no one has ever accused me of that. Could I be cool with him? Could I be cool with D-Wade? Could I have been cool with Kobe? Could I be cool with Shaq? Could I be cool with AI? Could I be cool with all the players that I've been cool with all of these years if I would ever do something like that? Now you getting into my character because you pissed off that I don't have you as the GOAT? Or whatever other reason it is, nah, that ain't right. And so my point is that with all of that happening, the last straw was not him rolling up on me on courtside. Even though
it was the conversation he had with Richard Jefferson. Watch, I promise
he
you.
had to do, and you could ask Melo.
Yeah.
If you sit up there, and Rich Paul will tell you this, if you sat up there and said, yo, LeBron pissed off, he needs to talk to you man to man. And I was in New York, what would I do?
Fly right
I'd be on
to
the
him.
next plane to LA.
Yeah.
Where you want me at? Where you want me at? I'll go see him. Everybody knows that about me. I'm not hiding. If I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. And if I did something wrong publicly, I'll apologize publicly. I ain't gonna do something wrong publicly and apologize privately. You know that. I don't play that game. You own what you own. That's me. That's been my reputation for 30 freaking years.
Yeah.
And then you gonna turn around and come on ESPN with Pat McAfee?
Right after
White
his
boy
show.
who comes on after First Take on the channel that I've worked on and starred on. I have the #1 show for 13 straight years and counting. There ain't a day, there ain't a week, ain't a month I've lost. You gonna come on my channel on a show that comes on after me just to dog me? Nah, we ain't. And what you dogging me about? Be a man. Yo, I don't like him either. Cool. Nah, I have to protect my family. That's the narrative you playing? Yo, bro, when I tell y'all, you can't measure the level of how pissed off I have been over that. There is no level of disrespect that has ever been accorded to me in my life or for what he did, more so than what he did. To try to paint me as somebody who would attack somebody's family, knowing I've never done it, I can't tell you how offensive I find that. So to me, that was the last straw. And as a result, I said, yo, we don't like each other. Let's stop this nonsense. Yeah, we got to be professional, but we can be professional and honest. I don't like your ass. You don't like my ass.
That is true. I'm gonna be honest. At the end of the day, like there's really like this. I don't think there's an issue with like him not liking Bron and Bron not liking him. It's like, bro, there's a million people out there we don't like. There's mad people you walk into, people you have dealings with, and you're like, I don't like that person. It's like, and guess what? You just move on. You just go about your day, and like life goes on. Like I
got it. This is how we're gonna deal with each other from now on. I won't say nothing to you. You don't have to say nothing to me. I'm gonna talk about you because you're still a superstar player. The second you retire, you'll be lucky if I whisper your name. Now, I'm a man. So if the man wanted to talk with me, of course I would speak to him. If he wanted to hash it out, of course I would hash it out. But the one demand that I would have is roll up on me publicly. Because you did before. Don't come private. Don't come private. I'm not talking about.
But that's not what men do.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. But that's my point. Well, I'm not talking about publicly to have the conversation.
Yeah.
I'm talking about roll up on me publicly and say, yo, man, I want to talk to you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Don't hide and have a private conversation with me that nobody knows about. They don't have to know what the conversation is. They don't have to be there. Nothing like that has to happen. But what you're not going to do is roll up on me publicly, but then privately, you're gonna wanna talk to me and nobody knows. After there's no question that I was disrespected. And then you got these fools out here that wanna talk about Stephen A, sellout, Coon, all of this other shit. Nigga, do you know my resume?
Yeah, I just heard what he said. He just said, you know my resume? 84822. No, he said it.
Want to talk about Stephen A, sellout, Coon, all of this other shit. Nigga, do you know my resume?
He said, nigga, do you know my resume? Bro, this how you know my boy, like he on fire right now.
Black people I've been helping.
See, that's the one thing I wanted to jump on.
I mean,
because
what are you
it's like,
talking about?
Because when you and LeBron, the issues y'all two have, I think bigger than y'all two.
Bigger.
It's I hate seeing both of y'all like pillars of y'all industry at odds.
Let me tell you, let me respond to that.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you what I don't like about what you just said.
Okay.
If I didn't respond the way that I responded, how would y'all have said about him rolling up on me in public like that, trying to punk me?
Man, he punked Stephen A on TV, all that.
But I'm saying is, nobody would have said nothing. He'd have been laughing and been like, yeah, he should have done that. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Along with everybody else. Everybody would have been having a good old time.
Right.
It's taken on a serious tone because I've attached a level of seriousness to it. Because even though people talk about, I don't let it go. No. I don't talk about it unless I'm asked. But the reality is.
But let's be fair. Wherever you going, you're gonna be asked about it. That is true, because you also don't pull up. I know you. I'm pretty sure you don't pull up telling them things they can and can't ask. So it's like, if you're just saying they can ask anything, it's like, they finna ask you about you and Bron. Like it's. So that's hey.
Hiding from the confrontation. You think ESPN wants this? You think ESPN likes this? They love LeBron James. He's great for ratings. You think SiriusXM want me doing that? I don't care. You're not getting away with that with me. He caught me by surprise before. I assure you that will never happen again. It will not happen again. You're not getting away with that shit. You can go on with your life. I'm going to go on with mine. But I can assure you, I am ready for whatever confrontation is going to come my way when it comes to him, because that was low. And everybody it's like, I remember when I clapped at Kwame Brown, and obviously not to compare the two.
Right.
But Kwame had gone ballistic and was like, just insult me. So I went on my show. What he did to Stephen A. Who was that person?
Peace, God, save
Give
us.
me the line. I did an opening monologue that was 18 minutes. 18 minutes nonstop. And I had more. I could have went another hour. I mean, I was just getting started, but I got a show to do.
Right.
My point is that, you know, I keep receipts. And you're not going to do that to me. And it's like, all I'm saying is, where was everybody when I was rolled up on? Where are the people that say, brother has been doing this shit for 30 years? That ain't never happened. Yo,
Respectfully, people was saying that.
huh?
People were saying
I didn't
that.
see that.
You know, no, you didn't see
I
it. But
didn't
people
see
was
that.
saying that.
Okay,
we
that's
never,
fine.
We never saw this before. This never did.
Hey, I mean, let's be honest. At the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest. The most craziest interview, I'm not gonna lie, would be, imagine a LeBron James and Stephen A. interview. That probably be like, that shit probably break the internet for real, for real. Like, for real, let's think about it. A LeBron James, Stephen A. interview. The internet will go crazy. So I'm gonna be honest, like, I low-key, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. A matter of fact, imagine this Skip Bayless and LeBron James interview. That shit would be wild. But I don't know if Bron would actually even sit down with them. That's a pretty good question. Like, I wonder, like, if Bron would actually sit down with them.